What a privilege then to see Lionel Messi making history tonight. 11 World Cup goals for him. He's now surpassed Gabriel Batistuta as the all-time top scorer in World Cups for Argentina. He is level with Lothar Matthäus, 25 World Cup appearances, and he is the first player to score and assist in 3 World Cup games in a single edition of a World Cup since 1966. This man just keeps rewriting the history books, and I'm joined by 3 football legends who are in awe of him as well: John Terry, Kaká and Peter Schmeichel. Kaká, you know, you're South American, you know the football fervour around that region, and when you get a star like that, it captivates everybody. Even if you're from a different country, you still have to just admire the panache, the style and everything that this man does.
That one.
It's coming, you can't help it.
Yeah, I think also because of who Messi is, the way that he is, I think a lot of people support him and enjoy playing. But of course, as a Brazilian, we cannot support Argentina. And it's as I said, it's really nice to see the histories being written by him and this group.
Is it really nice or just a little bit nice?
Because of Messi and
I'm teasing, Kaká. I'm only teasing.
But of course, Morocco is gonna win the championship, and we're gonna celebrate that. But yes, a lot of playing, joking, but it's nice to see Messi enjoying him playing.
It's just, we're witnessing history right before our eyes. I mean, you wonder when players like that will be able to grace these World Cups so often and do what he is able to do for such a consistent period of time.
I think we've seen players. We were going to see one tomorrow, Mbappé, who's 23 years of age, and he's going to, I think, going to bless us for many years and many World Cups to come. And yes, we are in awe of Messi and Argentina, what they've done today. But we don't know who they're going to play, and regardless of who they're going to play, it's not going to be a given. It's not going to. If it's France, they're better equipped than Croatia to play against the way that Argentina plays. So that's going to be an open game. But it's just interesting to see how. I mean, Kaká is earlier on how teams can grow. Here, this is the moment where I think Croatia switches off. So even Paris is very angry with the referee. He thinks that this is a corner kick. And we thought it as well until we saw this angle. It doesn't really touch the Argentine player. He's trying to chip the goalkeeper, which is what we cut on. And this is directly after that. You see how they defend. Again, this happens, you know, on the next goal as well, where Lovren is too deep and Guardiola is up. So they were in completely disarray at that moment. And of course, we talk about the important moments of a football game. You have to always concentrate. If you don't, the other team will take advantage. And that happened very clearly there. And it's a penalty.
How much wrong with that defensively, John?
I mean, all tournament they've kind of worked well together, haven't they? And like Peter said, one was kind of holding the line up, one dropped a little bit deeper, and one straight ball kind of does both of you there, really. But I think Croatia had a spell there within 10 minutes. I mean, it could have been 3 or 4 before half time. We're saying if there's another goal here, it's the end of it. And they couldn't, for all the experience we spoke about before the game, they had probably the worst 10 minutes of the tournament that's cost them, really. And it was strange to see.
Same here, you know?
Yeah.
You know, it did.
Emiliano Martinez, I should say, the goalkeeper for Argentina, put in a great performance today and throughout the tournament, actually. And John, you know him so well. This is a guy who we think 2 or 3 years ago, I can't remember exactly, but he sent Mikel Arteta a text message and said, I don't want to be the number 2 anymore. They were very good friends. Mikel knew that he could rely on him as the number 2 goalkeeper, but he wanted to push himself and do better and become that number 1. He did it for Aston Villa, and you knew him well then, and now he's done it for his country, and he is in a World Cup final. Would you have seen that progression from that point to now?
It's funny because he had a taste at Arsenal, didn't he? He come into the team and then they signed another keeper, and he got put back to number 2.
It was Bernd Leno, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was actually, yeah. He was like, I want to play regularly now. So we were very fortunate to have him at Aston Villa. Very young but very ambitious as well, with a lot of experience. And he's a top keeper. I was speaking to Peter Welly. He trains, he does everything right. The research he does before the games, after games, debriefs he does with the goalkeeper coach. he's a great guy. He's a top keeper, and I think the attributes, the way I look at him and go, he's like an old keeper in a modern day playing. He's talkative, demanding, comes for crosses. He's actually the only goalkeeper of this day and age that actually catches the ball as well. He's a fantastic keeper, and it's important when you got people like that behind you, and you got someone like this man and those guys behind defenders. It gives you an awful lot of confidence when they basically talk you through the game. And